Belle saves Mark from EJ's terrible plea deal. Abigail time capsule project. Days of Our Lives, DOL, spoilers for Wednesday, December 18th, state that J.J. Devereaux, Casey Moss, took Gabby Hernandez, Sherry Jimenez, home after all the drama in Vancouver and couldn't thank her enough for everything she did to assist. Although Gabby was happy for Clyde Weston, James Redd, and wished Katharina Green, Susan Elena Mattis, had done worse, JJ was upset that they weren't able to find out the truth about Abigail DiMera's, Marcy Miller, remaining first. Gabby apologized for being disrespectful, but JJ claimed he'd gladly spit on Clyde's grave if the circumstances were different. Gabby embraced JJ and shared an emotional moment with him, but they didn't kiss. JJ eventually stated that he planned to stay in Salem for a while, so Gabby accepted his invitation to join him for drinks or supper. Gabby retrieved the hotel key card from Vancouver and smiled as she remembered the pleasant scene she had enjoyed with JJ when they awoke together. About Wednesday's Days episode, Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, updated Jennifer Horton Devereaux, Melissa Reeves, and Jack Devereaux, Matthew Ashford, about Clyde's coma. Although this meant they might never learn anything about Abigail's body, Jack and Jennifer didn't blame Chad because he'd done his best. Jennifer was also positive that Abigail was in heaven with all of their other loved ones, and Chad stated that he wanted to believe that as well. After Jennifer proposed putting some Abigail memorabilia in the time capsule, Jack offered Abigail's first byline clipping from Salem University. Jennifer added a lock of Abigail's first haircut, as well as a family photo created by Abby's children. Chad took his wedding band from a drawer and thought it was proper to place it in the time capsule box right now. When JJ visited Jack, Jennifer, and Chad in the cemetery, he learned about their project and included a photo of himself and Abigail from Halloween as children. After Chad removed the box and placed it next to Abigail's grave, Abby's loved ones appeared ready to let her rest in peace. DOL provided a sense of closure, despite the fact that Abigail's remains were still missing. At the Salem Police Department, E.J. DiMera, Dan Furigal, persuaded Mark Green, Jonah Robinson, to sign a plea deal that would give him 10 years in Statesville instead of 25. Mark was about to sign it when Belle Black, Martha Madison, stepped in and warned him not to because she was his new lawyer. Belle revealed that Tate Black, Leo Howard, sought for her assistance since Aaron Green, Louis Tomeo, was worried about his older brother's destiny. After Belle informed EJ that Mark supposedly went after Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, in Paris, she insisted EJ was outside his control. Belle pretended that DNA tampering was nothing in Salem and refused to let EJ force her client into a terrible plea agreement. EJ tried to reduce sentence to 5 years, while Belle wanted no jail time for her client. After Belle faced EJ in court, he complimented her on how well she handled herself. EJ also told Mark that if he did not show up for his hearing on time and adhered to the rules, the settlement they had struck would be null and void. Belle eventually acknowledged her divorce before leaving, and EJ appeared captivated by his former flame as she did. On Wednesday's episode of Days, Kat Green, Annalyn McCord, discovered a lawyer willing to take Katharina's case and chatted with her on the phone. When Aaron arrived, Kat was open with him about the difficulties of their mother's legal defense. Felicity Green, Kennedy Garcia, joined them after Kat hugged Aaron and reconciled with him. She questioned whether Kat was her sister. Kat knew she looked different, but she persuaded Felicity that she was the same person. Kat also apologized for previously stating her name was Abigail and reflected on the incident in which Felicity accused Aaron for cutting Barbie's hair. Felicity eventually realized how much Kat remembered and recognized her, so they embraced. Felicity was sad that Katharina couldn't come see her after learning on Wednesday's Days that her mother was still alive. Aaron recommended they take a family road trip to Vancouver to see Katharina instead. Mark eventually joined his siblings and stated that he was out of bond due of Belle. It ends out Belle was able to get Mark 18 months in prison, which he was satisfied with because things could have been much worse. Mark just wanted to know what was going on with Katharina and enjoy the family reunion, so he hugged Kat, Aaron, and Felicity together. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Kat will most likely have to stand up for Aaron and Felicity once Mark is imprisoned, therefore we'll have more predictions for their family's future chapter. Days of Our Lives, Belle saves Mark from EJ's awful plea deal, Abigail time capsule project. The aftermath of the Vancouver chaos brought moments of tension and bittersweet resolutions for the Salem residents. J.J. Devereaux, feeling an odd mix of gratitude and frustration, escorted Gabby Hernandez home after their turbulent adventure. J.J.'s appreciation for Gabby's contributions was evident, but there was still a sense of unfinished business lingering between them. "You've done more than I could have asked for," J.J. told Gabby as they approached her doorstep. Gabby, never one to shy away from expressing her feelings, admitted, "I just wish we could have uncovered the truth about Abigail's remains. Clyde got what he deserved, but it doesn't feel like enough." JJ's frustration was palpable, and he confessed his desire to see justice served in a more definitive way. Despite their shared grief, a tender moment emerged when Gabby embraced JJ. The intensity between them lingered, but they stopped short of a kiss, leaving their connection unresolved for now. After parting ways, Gabby stumbled upon the hotel keycard from their time in Vancouver. She couldn't help but smile at the memory of waking up next to JJ, a rare moment of comfort amid the chaos. At the Horton house, the grief over Abigail's unresolved fate hung heavily in the air. Chad DiMera visited Jennifer and Jack Devereaux, delivering news that Clyde Weston's coma meant they might never uncover the truth about Abigail's remains. "It's not your fault, Chad," Jennifer assured him. "You've done everything you could." In an effort to find solace, Jennifer proposed creating a time capsule to honor Abigail's memory. The idea was met with unanimous approval, and the family began gathering mementos. Jack contributed Abigail's first byline clipping from Salem U, Jennifer added a lock of hair from her first haircut, and Chad offered his wedding ring. JJ joined them later at the cemetery, bringing a photo of himself and Abigail dressed as kids for Halloween. Together, they placed the items by Abigail's grave, a symbolic gesture of closure even as questions about her remains persisted. Over at the Salem PD, E.J. DiMera was on a mission to seal a plea deal for Mark Green, offering him a reduced sentence of 10 years instead of 25. Just as Mark was about to sign, Belle Black stormed in, asserting her role as Mark's new attorney. "You're not signing that deal," Belle declared firmly. E.J., ever the smooth operator, tried to outmaneuver Belle, but she held her ground. She pointed out that EJ had no jurisdiction and highlighted inconsistencies in the case, especially the alleged DNA tampering. "This is Salem," Belle said with a smirk. "DNA tampering is practically a pastime here." Their courtroom clash was intense, but Belle's sharp legal acumen prevailed. She secured a revised deal, 18 months in prison for Mark, a far better outcome than the original plea. EJ, begrudgingly impressed, acknowledged Belle's skills before warning her client to stick to the terms of their agreement. As Belle left the courtroom, she casually mentioned her divorce, leaving EJ visibly intrigued. Their history added another layer of complexity to their already charged dynamic. In the town square, Kat Green worked tirelessly to find legal help for her mother, Katharina Green. While on the phone with a lawyer, Kat's younger brother, Aaron, approached her, eager for updates. "Mom's case is complicated," Kat admitted. "But I'm not giving up." Their heartfelt conversation was interrupted by Felicity Green, who hesitated before asking, "Are you really my sister?" Kat's new appearance had thrown Felicity off, but her memories and heartfelt apology for past misunderstandings reassured her younger sister. The two embraced, solidifying their bond despite the challenges ahead. When Mark joined his siblings, his gratitude for Belle's efforts was clear. 18 months isn't ideal, but it's a lot better than the alternative, he said. For now, he was focused on cherishing the time he had with his family before his sentence began. As the Green siblings shared a group hug, they vowed to support one another through the trials ahead. Kat's role as the family's anchor became increasingly evident, especially with Mark preparing for prison and their mother's legal battles ongoing. Meanwhile, in Salem, the emotional ripples of Abigail's time capsule project continued to resonate. Chad found himself revisiting memories of their life together, while JJ and Gabby's unresolved tension hinted at future possibilities. Belle's courtroom victory and her rekindled interaction with EJ added intrigue to the ever-evolving dynamics in Salem. As the residents faced their individual challenges, the bonds of family and friendship remained a central theme, offering hope amidst the turmoil. The fictional world of Salem, known to fans of Days of Our Lives, is no stranger to dramatic twists and turns. This time, the story revolves around Belle Black's heroic legal intervention to save Mark from an unfair plea deal orchestrated by E.J. DiMera, and Abigail Devereaux's ambitious time capsule project that aims to capture the essence of Salem's legacy. Together, these storylines create a tapestry of love, betrayal, and hope that resonates deeply with fans. Mark Jensen, a newcomer to Salem with a troubled past, found himself entangled in a web of deceit woven by E.J. DiMera. E.J., known for his cunning and manipulative ways, saw an opportunity to exploit Mark's vulnerabilities for his own gain. Mark was accused of a crime he didn't commit, the theft of sensitive corporate documents from DiMera Enterprises. Though innocent, Mark's previous brushes with the law made him an easy target. EJ's plea deal offered Mark a choice: confess to the crime in exchange for a reduced sentence or face a lengthy trial with the likelihood of a harsher punishment. It was a classic DiMera power play, designed to ensure Mark's silence and protect EJ's darker secrets. Enter Belle Black, Salem's fiercely loyal and skilled attorney. Belle's reputation for defending the underdog made her the perfect ally for Mark. She was approached by Marlena Evans, her mother, who sensed something was amiss in EJ's deal. With her characteristic determination, Belle took on Mark's case, vowing to uncover the truth and expose EJ's manipulative tactics. Belle's investigation began with a deep dive into the evidence. She discovered discrepancies in the timeline provided by EJ and inconsistencies in the surveillance footage that supposedly implicated Mark. Belle also found a key witness, a disgruntled DiMera Enterprises employee who had been coerced into falsifying records to frame Mark. As the case progressed, Belle's legal prowess shone. In court, she systematically dismantled EJ's arguments, presenting irrefutable evidence that proved Mark's innocence. Her cross-examination of the DiMera employee revealed the lengths EJ had gone to in order to cover his tracks. The courtroom drama reached its peak when Belle presented a confidential email chain showing EJ's direct involvement in orchestrating the scheme. EJ's facade cracked under the pressure. The judge dismissed the charges against Mark and ordered an investigation into DiMera Enterprises' practices. Belle's victory was not just a win for Mark but also a triumph of justice over corruption. Meanwhile, across town, Abigail Devereaux had embarked on a project close to her heart. Inspired by the rich history of Salem, Abigail decided to create a time capsule that would capture the town's spirit for future generations. The project, sponsored by the Horton Foundation, aimed to celebrate Salem's past, present, and future. Abigail's vision for the time capsule was ambitious. She wanted it to include letters from prominent families, artifacts representing key moments in Salem's history, and even a digital archive of significant events. The project quickly gained traction, with contributions pouring in from the Brady, Horton, and DiMera families, among others. The Time Capsule Project brought the community together in unexpected ways. Jennifer Horton, Abigail's mother, contributed her grandmother Alice Horton's iconic donut recipe, symbolizing the family's enduring legacy. Hope Brady provided a photo album chronicling Salem's many celebrations and tragedies, while Roman Brady donated a replica of the Brady pub's first menu. Even the DiMeras, despite their tumultuous history, participated. Chad DiMera, Abigail's husband, included a heartfelt letter about his hopes for a brighter future for the DiMera family. This gesture was not lost on Abigail, who saw it as a sign of reconciliation and growth. The culmination of Abigail's efforts was a ceremony in the town square. The event was attended by nearly everyone in Salem, from longtime residents to new faces. Abigail gave a moving speech about the importance of preserving Salem's legacy and the power of unity in the face of adversity. As the time capsule was sealed and buried, there was a palpable sense of hope in the air. The project had reminded everyone of the strength of their community and the bonds that tied them together, even in the face of the challenges and conflicts that define Salem's story. The beauty of these storylines lies in their interconnectedness. Belle's fight for justice and Abigail's time capsule project both underscore themes of resilience, redemption, and the enduring power of community. Mark, inspired by the support he received, volunteered to help Abigail with the project, using his tech skills to create the digital archive. This unexpected collaboration highlighted the potential for second chances and the importance of looking beyond a person's past. EJ, on the other hand, faced the consequences of his actions. His tarnished reputation forced him to reevaluate his priorities and relationships. While his path to redemption remained uncertain, the ordeal served as a reminder of the cost of ambition unchecked by morality.